Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today we're going to be talking about and playing on the new high tick rate servers. These are just starting to roll out for Battlefield 4 Vanilla. They've been in CTE for a while, people have been playing on them, but this is the first time that people with just the normal version of BF4 are going to be playing on higher tick rate servers. And this is a huge deal because it's changing the fundamental way that the game communicates with servers and clients. And it's doing so by increasing the frequency at which it communicates. So if you join a server that says 60 Hertz or 60 tick rate server, that means that your client and server should be communicating 60 times a second, which is going to give you a lot more information and make the game essentially feel more snappy, more responsive. In theory, there should be less kill trades as well. Now, there should be even higher tick rate servers of up to 120, and I think it's even rated to go to 144. Currently, I've only played on 60 Hertz servers, and if you want to know if you're actually in a higher tick rate server, you can check the upper left-hand corner while you're in the deployment screen and it'll tell you. Now, other things you should notice when playing on a higher tick rate server is more accurate hitboxes. Basically, when you're shooting at an enemy running around, your bullets should register more accurately, and I feel like I've noticed this. I don't know if it's necessarily a placebo effect, but just when tracking a target who's moving perpendicular to me, just running across the screen, I find it much easier to hit my target and also just kind of adjust my aim and recoil based on the hit markers that I'm getting. I don't know what it is, but it just feels a little snappier. So technically, the targets you're shooting at should be more accurate representations of where your enemy actually is, and you should see their movements updated more frequently as well. You're going to notice this when watching people in your scopes, especially if you're playing sniper a lot. Just check out your targets that you're shooting at. If you body shot them once and they start to wig out and try and dodge you, you're going to see their movement updated more precisely. It's actually going to look a little bit more jittery, I think. You could almost say it looks less smooth than it did before, but the fact of the matter is that it's just more accurate. And I don't know if the game was actually designed to function on this tick rate. It looks like the animations might be even a little bit jittery in some situations, but it is a more accurate and honestly better representation of what's going on. Battlefield for a long time has had a much more floaty feeling about it, where you were never 100% sure where your enemies were or where your shots were landing or what exactly was going to happen. You had to kind of take your shots at your target and just leave it up to the server performance and the server stability to hopefully make your shots land, because everything just felt a little bit sluggish, and it feels much more snappy, much sharper now. And although the majority of my experiences playing on 60 tick rate servers was beneficial, there were a few on 64 player conquest servers that just didn't seem like they were up to snuff. I don't know if the servers were just kind of crapping out or what, but there was a lot of lag going on and a lot of missed shots. Check out this clip right here where I'm going to round the corner and put pretty much half my magazine into this guy, and not a single shot is going to connect. You can even see the server symbol on the right side of the screen indicating poor server performance. So clearly they're trying out the 60 Hertz tick rate thing. The server can't handle it, and my bullets are just not hitting where they should be hitting. So there's some issues with it right now. I can see why EA is cautiously rolling out these server upgrades limitedly, and it could certainly be a server admin error on their part, you know, seeing what kind of servers can handle what kind of game sizes, because more information traveling back and forth means you need more CPU cycles to handle that information, and basically it's going to cost more money to run the same amount of slots on the server now, and you're going to need more computer power. It's not to say that we don't have computers fast enough to run these high tick rate servers. It's just that before, a single box, a single PC would run multiple servers, and now they're going to have to sort of downgrade that, lessen the amount of servers a single PC can run because it takes more processing power per server. Now, for people who run their own servers, this could kind of be bad news in a way, in that it's going to cost you more money to run a 60 tick rate server, and if you don't run a 60 tick rate server, you're probably going to get beat out by your competitors who are running those higher tick rate servers. People are going to want to play on the high tick rate because it's going to be a more enjoyable experience. So things could get a little bit more expensive for server admins. Then again, it's not necessarily something that all players can handle on their side, so there could be still a lot of players that prefer the lower tick rate or can only play on a lower tick rate server. I think just a lot more testing has to go on with this before we actually see where everything lays, but for the moment I'm enjoying the 60 tick rate servers on the servers that are set up properly with them, and the ones that are chugging with it and having a hard time, well, they're kind of a nightmare to play on. So just avoid them, test them out, try a bunch of different servers, and hopefully in a week or two we'll have plenty of servers to pick from with those higher tick rates. I haven't seen those 120 yet, but that could be really exciting. It would be amazing to play on a server that has an actual tick rate that goes in line with some of the best Counter-Strike servers out there. Now, it doesn't look like they're recommending or even saying that you can run the 64-player servers at 120 Hz. I think those ones are limited to 60 Hz, but if you're playing on less than that, I'm guessing 32, then you should be allowed to go up to 120 or maybe 144. And if you think about that, that's a huge achievement because we do have other shooters that play at those higher tick rates like Counter-Strike, but there's far less information being transmitted in that game. You have player position, where they're aiming, and basically when they shoot. It's a hit scan game, so there's a lot less information to calculate. Battlefield has possibly hundreds of projectiles in the air at any given time in this game that they're calculating, not to mention player movement, vehicle movement. There is a ton of information to be transmitting, so to play this game at a higher tick rate is a pretty big testament. Now currently, at the time I'm recording this voiceover, I'm looking at about 13 high tick rate servers. The only way to actually find them is to actually put tick rate into your search option when looking for an actual game. Unfortunately, Battlelog hasn't been updated to have some sort of tick rate checkbox on there, so you can say, oh, I want to play on a 60 tick rate server, check that box. So hopefully that update will be coming to Battlelog soon. Until then, you can just search for that tick rate, and hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more than just 13 servers to pick from in the near future. So far, so good. We saw some of the bugs there, but I imagine that has to do with just the servers not being up to par to handle the added stress. If the server is up to par, then the performance is amazing. So overall, this is a great step forward for Battlefield 4 and essentially all future games being built on the Frostbite engine. They will potentially have the option to run at higher tick rates, although I'm sure many of them will elect not to because they either won't need it or they just won't want to rely on more expensive servers or more demanding server requirements. When it comes to console tick rate, I'm not really sure what is planned by EA, but it would be cool if they tried to do some 60 Hz servers on next-gen consoles, since you guys can play at 60 frames per second. Anyway, guys, I recommend checking out the 60 Hz tick rate servers if you have the option to, and keeping your eyes peeled for those higher tick rate servers as they are rolled out. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.